is laid on the table of the House.
First supplementary, Dr. V. Sridasan.
Sir, I will get I am expecting a clear answer from our Honorable Minister, the experienced person. CSR, UGC NET Junior Research Fellowship, a big hope of science students preparing for research. In 2019, 4,622 fellowships were awarded, but in 2020, the number of fellowship decreased to 2,247. In 2021, it was reduced again to just 927. In 2022, the number of JRF awarded was only 969. The explanation is that the number of fellowship came down during this period due to COVID.
Please question.
Surprisingly, a question is, sir, surprisingly, even after COVID, the number of JRF in 2023 is only 2,646. The amount of fellowship were supposed to increase every year, but things are in opposite direction.
Please
here.
be brief.
Sir, my question is,
Yes.
it is affecting entire education sector, the students, including the research scholars, worried about the future.
Please be
Sir,
brief in question.
so the Ministry of Education, has any plan to increase the number of amount of
Thank you.
fellowships and scholarships
Thank
in
you.
education sector?
Thank you. Mani Mantri.
Deputy Chairman, sir, I am happy to answer my learned member's specific query, but the main question is not exactly related what he has answered. Right now, I don't have the exact statistics about the allocation of CSIR NET number. Certainly, I will get back to him, but I am assuring him, I am happy to answer this question. The House must appreciate the government led by Prime Minister Modi is giving emphasis to research. According in the recommendation of National Education Policy 2020, recently none else than Honorable Prime Minister himself preside over the Anusandhan National Research Foundation. Every year, not only through Education Department pipeline, through different ministries pipeline. If I cite one example for greater understanding, today our educational institutions are quite capable to achieve the greater height through cutting edge research. 5G and towards 6G, our indigenous technology is already on table, is already on implementation, and by an Indian company, developed by 6 prestigious Indian institutions, IIT and CDAC. And all this fund is coming from Ministry of METI. So in India, our expenditure in research R&D is increasing every year. And on the specific issue of NET CSIR numbers, I will get back to my friend Shivadas.
Second supplementary, Dr. V. Sridasan ji.
My question is regarding this on the education policy. Kothari Commission has suggested that the union government should allocate minimum 6% of GDP and the 10% of total budget for education sector. But till now, it is only a dream for the nation. MTech scholarship is 12,400 per month for those who qualified GATE exam in centrally funded technical institutions. Sir, it has not been revised for the last 10 years, but their academic expenditure, hostel expense and various fees have been increased. So the question is, government has any plan to increase the scholarship of the students in IITs, NITs and other central education institutions?
Thank you,
will you facilitate the
Please
free
be
hostel
brief in your
facility
question, please.
for the students?
Thank you.
This is my question.
Mani
Thank you,
Mantri.
sir.
Deputy Chairman, sir, the National Education Policy 2020 is recommending spending on education 6% of the GDP. Today, our total expenditure is around 4.12. This is the current number. Every year, from union, education is in the concurrent list. Spending by states, union territories, spending by education ministry, and also spending by other ministry like Honorable Leader of the House, Honorable Jagat Prakash Nadda is in charge of health sector. He is in charge of medical education sector and also chemical, that medicine department is known as pharmaceutical. He is spending substantially in medical education and in the pharmaceutical education. Putting together our in the previous supplementary, I have assured the House, every year there is a amount wise our budget size is increasing, our spending in education is increasing. Coming back, Mr. Jha, please cooperate me. I know he's a learned professor, and my friend Sivadasan, if I'm tentatively I'm saying, I think his information is inadequate. I can supplement with the proper information regarding IIT and other research informations.
Thank you. Mani Sanjay Singh.
सर, प्रश्न मेरा यही था कि जब जीडीपी को आप देखेंगे तो जीडीपी के हिसाब से 3 वर्षों से लगातार उनका प्रश्न यही था कि भी जीडीपी का कितना हिस्सा आप एजुकेशन सेक्टर में दे रहे हैं।
आपका सवाल
0.4%, 0.4%, 0.4%। तो क्या सरकार की इसको आगे बढ़ाने की योजना है? नंबर 1। और दूसरा, माननीय मंत्री जी,
एक ही सवाल माननीय
सर, एक व्यक्तिगत अनुरोध है उनसे।
वो आप अलग से
व्यक्तिगत अनुरोध ये है सर कि उड़ीसा स्कूल ऑफ माइनिंग इंजीनियरिंग क्योंझर, वो आपके राज्य का स्कूल है, किस सरकार ने क्या किया नहीं किया, मेरा आपसे विनम्र अनुरोध है। उस कॉलेज के बारे में थोड़ा ध्यान दीजिए, वहां से मैंने भी पढ़ाई की है। आप उस राज्य से आते हैं, मेरा एक व्यक्तिगत अनुरोध है।
आपका व्यक्तिगत आग्रह माननीय मंत्री जी अलग से देखेंगे, उनके सवाल का जवाब आप।
उपसभापति जी, मैं मेरे मित्र आदरणीय संजय सिंह जी को थोड़ा जो उत्तर हमने दिया है इसको थोड़ा ध्यान से पढ़ने के लिए विनम्र अनुरोध करूंगा। साहब, जैसे मैंने कहा थोड़ी देर पहले, जो जीडीपी की कैलकुलेशन होता है वो राज्यों की खर्चे, यूनियन टेरिटोरी की खर्चे, शिक्षा विभाग के खर्चे और अन्य विभागों के खर्चे। भारत सरकार में से 10 विभाग है, जैसे आदरणीय ललन सिंह जी बैठे हैं, उनकी विभाग की भी खर्चे हैं एजुकेशन के ऊपर। रूरल डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट के खर्चे एजुकेशन के ऊपर, आईएनबी मिनिस्ट्री के खर्चे एजुकेशन के ऊपर, वित्त विभाग के खर्चे एजुकेशन के ऊपर। ये सब मिला के एजुकेशन मिनिस्ट्री की हिस्से में 0.4 है, लेकिन भारत सरकार के अन्य विभाग और राज्यों की विभाग मिला के जीडीपी की कैलकुलेशन होता है, जिसके बाद मैंने कहा कि ये कैलकुलेशन 21-22 में ये 4.12 है। जो बजट एनालिसिस होता है वो पिछले 2 साल छोड़ के 3 साल पहले का एनालिसिस होता है। मेरे ख्याल से जो संख्या आगे आएगा ये और बढ़ेगा। बाकी रहा जिनमें मैं जानता हूं उनकी संवेदनशीलता केवंझर माइनिंग स्कूल के ऊपर, ये इस बीच में इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज हो गया है, वहाँ एक यूनिवर्सिटी भी आ गया है। निश्चित रूप में मैं उड़ीसा के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी को, संजय सिंह जी की इस भावना को अवगत कराऊंगा।
धन्यवाद। माननीय तिरुचि शिवा।
Deputy Chairman, sir. Sir, the Minister very happily said that the total percentage is 4.12%. The Ministry of Education and other ministries constitute only 1.02%, and the states contribute 3.1%. So more share is from the state governments. And you said there is an increase of 21.1%, but the percentage increase in the amount allocated. GDP increases automatically.
Please question.
The amount is
Question,
also.
please.
My question is, sir, what are the plans the ministry is having to address the significant digital internet access gap, infrastructure gap in the schools? And what are the steps you have taken to ensure equitable access in government school? For example, because now only 26% of the schools have desktop facility and 34% are having internet access. So what are the plans you have, sir?
Thank you. Mani Mantri.
Chairman, sir, I'm afraid the statistics given by my learned senior colleague Sibaji is little bit not updated. I will inform you exactly regarding the internet penetration and digitalization of the schools. I think it is little bit more than that. But regarding creating a new bridge of technology, new approach of education to school students, this is a priority subject. There is a unanimity between all the states and union government and all the departments. We are of the same pace. We have to achieve the target of 2047. India has to be a knowledge-based economy. A knowledge-based economy will start from its youngsters, from its campuses, from its schools. And India, as a team, is committed. I am thankful to all the provincial government. We may have some different political tones, but there is a unanimity to achieve the greater height. And certainly, I am assuring this August House, with our collective effort, we will achieve that height. Thank you.
थैंक
sir.
यू माननीय मिलिंद देवड़ा।
धन्यवाद उप सभापति जी। सर, एक बात जो कोविड के दौरान बहुत ही स्पष्ट हुआ था कि जिन बच्चों के घरों में टैबलेट या स्मार्टफोन नहीं था वो एजुकेशन में बहुत पीछे रह गए थे। एंड गवर्नमेंट और खास करके इस मंत्रालय के एक नेशनल अचीवमेंट सर्वे 2021 ने दे हैव फाउंड दैट ऑलमोस्ट अ क्वार्टर ऑफ हाउसहोल्ड्स इन इंडिया डू नॉट हैव स्मार्टफोन्स एंड डिवाइसेस at their home to facilitate e-learning. मैं माननीय मंत्री जी को मैं सबसे पहले धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं कि NEP 2020 में डिजिटल लर्निंग के लिए, डिजिटल लर्निंग को बढ़ावा देने के लिए एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण प्रावधान है। बट आई वुड जस्ट लाइक टू आस्क वेरी ब्रीफली, व्हाट आर द मिनिस्ट्रीज प्लान्स टू एनकरेज more digital learning to ensure that every home has a digital device so that no child gets left behind? Thank you.
महोदय, मेरे मित्र श्री मिलिंद देवरा जी ने एक अच्छी बात को आज याद दिलाई। उन्होंने नेशनल असेसमेंट सर्वे की 2021 के बारे में याद दिलाई। मिलिंद जी, उपसभापति महोदय, आज 4 दिसंबर 2024 को आज ही के दिन
एक बज रहे हैं अब
असेसमेंट सर्वे आज हो रहा है। मैं निश्चित रूप में आश्वस्त करता हूं कि आने वाले दिनों में नतीजे भी डिजिटल एजुकेशन में अच्छे आएंगे।